Welcome back, everyone. And if you're new to this platform, I welcome you also. I hope you enjoy yourself. I just want to say before I get into the topic, if you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, because there are unsubscribing people from this channel. And it happens to a lot of other channels also. And before we get into it again, make sure to go to LANCESCURVX.com. Put your email address in. You get all of the content directly into your inbox. So when social media platforms start their funny business, we have a direct relationship. LANCESCURVX.com. You'll see it on the banner. Anyway, I was out today, had another productive day. I feel really good about my focus and my discipline. I've been working on that for many decades, and it's in full force. And I witnessed a couple of arguments in the street today, not fights, and arguments that are different because of the culture. Just the yelling, the screaming, little disputes between the cab drivers. And I observed it and I said, wow. All over the world, no matter what the culture, men are taught to be aggressive. Like that's the effective way or they feel that's the effective way to move about the world, to look tough, to act tough, to be loud, to talk, to out-talk and over-talk and get the last word. But it's not. You know, there's a kind of power most men never learn. And again, it doesn't come from shouting, proving yourself, or winning arguments. It comes from doing nothing when everything inside you wants to react. Doesn't mean you don't want to react. You want to react, but you got to have the discipline to hold back. And it's very hard to do. This kind of power is quiet, cold, and unsettling, especially to people who live by emotion. Picture a man yelling in your face. He's loud, angry, and desperate. He wants a reaction. He needs you to engage because chaos is the only place where he feels strong. Now imagine you don't give him anything. No anger, no defense, no explanation, just stillness. In that moment, the balance shifts. His confidence fades. His anger loses direction. He realizes he cannot read you or control you. That silence creates fear, not because you threaten him, but because he no longer knows where he stands. Most men are trapped in reaction. Someone insults them, they lash out. Someone praises them, they soften. Their emotions are controlled by the people around them. They believe they're free, but they're very much predictable. Now there's another type of man. A man who has learned to pause. A man who chooses his response instead of being dragged by it. This man becomes powerful not because he dominates others, but because he governs himself. Now in this banner, you'll see a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator series. Now in the movie, he's all robot, but he has human flesh covering him to appear to be a human. Now, we're not robots, but that was the best illustration that I felt that I should put up because it exemplifies just no emotion, control over yourself, no reaction. And if you've seen the Terminator movie or the series, you know that the Terminator had one thing in his mind to do. And I'm talking about the first one because, you know, they manipulated him and made him friendly and all that stuff. But the first one, he was dead set on getting Sarah Connor. He wanted to snuff her off so bad that he went down the phone book to knock them all off, to leave no doubt and do what he has to do. Now, while I reserve my emotions for my inner circle, when I'm trying to get something done, I consider myself a Terminator. I consider myself disciplined, right? And I know that I am. I've proven this to myself time and time again. So there is no doubt that way that I have what it takes. And I was blessed to have parents to instill that in me. And there are things that I've done in my life that you know that takes a lot of hard work and discipline. And you never lose that. Now, I work on the things with great discipline that I choose to work on. I'm not going to kill myself in every area of my life to prove anything to anybody, but I utilize my discipline as I need it. And it's a wonderful thing to get to this junction point in this chronological age in life and know that I have what it takes when it's time to turn it on. You see? So that's why I put that picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator up there. But he's a robot, and no human being can copy a robot. But here's another thing that I would tell you about myself is that when I was much younger and I was into training, in my mind, I was a robot. In my mind, I would not accept anything less than the best for myself. When it was time to go to the gym, I'm gone. I don't care how many women were around me trying to tempt me and, oh, you can stay home, or we can play around and you can go make up for it tomorrow. No. Or you can have this piece of cake. No. This is what has to be done, and it's unbreakable. And see, to go off on a different topic, since I went there, because you know how I do. I jot my notes down, I'll share them, but I'll also go off the beaten path to make another point. Let me tell you young men something. And this is not to demonize women, but there are some women, I don't know the proportion, I think it's higher now than it was back in the day. But there are some women who come at you because you are very disciplined and you present a challenge to them. Again, hopefully this is not all women, but many women. And when you give in, like I use the example of saying when, I was getting ready to go to the gym and they're trying to mess around and touch on me and different things. And I said, no, I got to go. And at 5 o'clock or whatever time it was, I'm out of here. And I got to do what I have to do. Oh, why? No, you should come on, baby. I'll do it for you. Yeah. No, it'll be there tomorrow. And I was a rough customer. And I can't say it wasn't all over the place, but the bottom line is like, listen, I can get that anywhere. I cannot blow this day on what I must do. And there are certain women out here who will come at you because they see your discipline and it's a challenge, and they get a rush from breaking you away from that. And when you break away from that, if you're the kind of man to say, well, I'm not going to go as much, I'm going to spend more time with you, then they don't want to be bothered with you anymore. These are the ones who are not for you. It's just a challenge and you're something to do. And they can laugh. Hey, look at him. He's all big and fat now and he's out of shape. And yeah, I got him to, some are like that. And ladies, there's some men like that also. They want to break you down. They want to violate you. They want to get to you and tell their friends, yeah, man, I had her up in the room naked. I did this and I did that. And now they don't respect you as much. So be careful with the intentions of people, right? Let me get back on point. Human beings are wired for feedback. From childhood, we learn that interaction is a two-way exchange. I speak, you respond. I react, you react back. This loop feels safe because it makes behavior predictable, but predictability is weakness. When you refuse to respond the way people expect, their minds panic. Silence breaks the unspoken agreement of social interaction. It removes comfort. It creates uncertainty, and uncertainty forces people to expose themselves. When someone insults you and you don't respond, their mind fills the gap. They wonder if they crossed the line. They question their importance. They replay the moment in their head. Meanwhile, you stay calm. Most men feel uncomfortable with silence. They rush to explain themselves. They defend their choices. They talk too damn much because they fear being misunderstood. But explanation is often submission. It tells the other person that their opinion matters more than your composure. A strong man doesn't need to be understood. He needs to be effective. Silence puts you in a position of judgment instead of defense. It forces others to reveal more while you reveal nothing. Think of the difference between a noisy animal and a quiet predator. One reacts to everything. The other observes, waits, and moves only when necessary. Stillness creates pressure. Pressure creates mistakes. When you stop reacting, people project onto you. They assume intelligence, confidence, or even danger. Not because of what you say, but because of what you don't. Ambiguity gives you control. This doesn't mean suppressing emotion. Suppression is fear. This is containment. You feel anger, but you don't let it control your mouth or your face. You observe it. You decide whether expressing it serves your goal. There is always a small space between what happens and how you respond. Most men ignore that space. They react instantly. Powerful men expand it. In that space, you slow time and you gain control. High status individuals move slower. They speak slower. They don't rush to fill silence, yap in their mouth. Speed signals anxiety. Slowness signals authority. Silence also works over time. If you are always available, you lose value. If you always explain, you lose mystery. Strategic absence increases respect. When you walk away without drama or closure, you stay in people's minds. People crave endings because endings bring comfort. When you deny closure, the mind keeps searching. This is a fact. No matter how they act, they keep searching to fill those gaps. That unfinished loop gives you leverage. I'm giving you game here. Whether in business, relationships, or conflict, the one who can walk away holds power. This requires killing your ego. I've said this before. You've heard the term, you must slay your ego. Your ego wants the last word. It wants validation. It wants to look strong. But looking strong and being effective are not the same. When someone disrespects you, it feels personal. But most of the time, it's only a threat to your image, not your reality. If you know who you are, insults become noise. And see, when you intimidate a person through how you carry yourself and they happen to be insecure, then it bothers them. So they want to attack that and break it down to make you insecure. But they can feel it. Just the same way now, we spoke of the victim or the predator or the prey. The prey is insecure. It's reacting. It knows something's out there better and bigger and stronger. And when they confront it, what do? They run and they make noise. The predator stays quiet because it knows what it can do and what it will do. You see? The strongest men don't need to announce their strength. They don't argue. They don't chase. They don't beg for understanding. They act with purpose and let the world react to them. When you stop reacting, you stop being a puppet. You become the architect. You choose when to speak, when to move, and when to stay silent. The choice is freedom. This path isn't easy. It feels cold at first because you're leaving emotional habits behind. The world is loud, reactive, and desperate for attention. Silence feels unnatural in a noisy culture. But silence builds discipline. Discipline builds control. Control builds power. When chaos surrounds you and you remain calm, people notice. They follow the man who doesn't panic. The real enemy isn't other people, it's your ego. Once you stop needing approval, you stop being controllable. That's when respect replaces attention. You don't need to dominate rooms with volume. You dominate by being the one who isn't moved, the one who chooses his actions, the one who cannot be provoked. This is ultimate freedom. And once you experience it, you'll never go back to reacting on command. And if you choose to look at it that way, because you see, in this life, there are many ways that you can, there's many levels that you can see the world in, okay? I see people as energy. And when they have a certain energy, whether they have a different faceplate over the energy, I can see past that. And then I think about what is it that's truly motivating this person? That can tell you what their insecurities are and why they do what they do. The constant yapping, the constant talking, the constant noise. What are you hiding? You can't be still. You can't have a sensible conversation where there's balance in it. Are you afraid of something being revealed? Many people work hard to look like the real thing instead of being the real thing. This is why social media is so dangerous, because we can construct these perfect images and use filters and erase pimples and fill in the gaps of our teeth if we have to, or make ourselves look slimmer, or lighten ourselves up, or darken ourselves, whatever. We can correct things that we feel are flaws, and that's something that's also an indication. But you see what people work on with their pictures and their images and how they portray their lifestyle, and you see that it's different. That's the area that they're insecure in. They give it away. They give it away. You could also see other things. You see, so when I'm observing people, I'm not looking to read them. It comes to me. I just observe. You pick up rhythms. You pick up the reasons why people are the way they are. You pick up the reasons why certain people are in certain relationships. They may claim that it's love. They may not claim that it's love, but there's a reason why they're together. And that comes out easy when you really observe what it is. So there's so many different levels, so many different templates, so many different categories that you could look at one thing multiple times, dozens of ways, rather, not just times, but dozens of ways, right? And when you look into things from this angle, from that angle, and study it, like the predator studies the prey, it's so easy to see what motivates people. And it's not always what they try to portray it to be. So silence and slaying your ego and reacting only when, and I don't even mean to react, because I don't even want to say react. Let's just say act. You never want to react, because when you react, that means the person controlled you, because you're acting in a way that is a reaction to them that you would have never done if they didn't do or say to you what they said to you or whatever. Now, if you try to put your hands on me, I'm going to react. That's the only time I'm going to react, because if you try to smash me, I'm going to smash you back first and take pleasure in it and triple the pain that you try to bring to me. That's the one thing. Don't put your hands on me, because I'm going to go way over and above. And I'm not even trying to walk around like that, because I'm not a tough guy in my mind. I'm a regular guy, but there's an activation that happens when it's a whole different level. I don't care if you're King Kong. I'm not going out. I've always been that way. And a lot of stories out there, and I'll let other people tell them one day. But the world is fascinating, but moving silently and having no ego, slaying the ego, and letting people go on with what they want to go on with whatever illusion they have in this life that they want to put out to the world. That's just too much energy for me. I am who I am, and I know who I am. No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. No, but I know who I am, and I am who I am. And I'm good with that, because for me, I'm a sharp blade cutting through life like it's hot butter. If I have too much ego, the blade is dulled. It'll be harder to get through life because there'll always be confrontations out of reactions with other people. If I choose to act, that's because I chose to act, not because I'm reacting, because people will try to push your buttons. They'll try to push your buttons and get you to a certain place because they feel they've studied you enough. And if I say this, he'll react this way. Or if I say that, nah, you won't know. You won't know where the buttons are because the buttons of ego have been taken away. So you try to press and press and press, and you're sitting over there looking stupid because you can't get a reaction out of me. You won't even see me. You're not even in my world. Those people who would try to do that, they get erased quickly. You won't even physically be able to lay eyes on me. I'll let you keep your venom. I'll let you keep your doubt and keep your thoughts. I'm invisible. You can't hit what you can't see. Meanwhile, I'm doing what I need to do to complete my mission. In battling with people who have their own hangups and idiosyncrasies is not going to get me anywhere. Because most likely they're battling something that happened to them in their childhood. They didn't get enough hugs. Somebody might have violated them and they're never over it. And that just creates all types of different things that we got to follow the trail and see what it is. There's a lot of people there's a lot of people I've figured out. Things come to me. For example, I know an individual that gets male friends. And after a short time, maybe a few months or maybe even a year or two, they find a way to break the connection with having the friendship with that particular male. And other factors that I won't state, but I traced it back. I said, okay, he doesn't feel comfortable getting close to a male because he was violated by a male when he was younger, and the closeness that may be authentic from the other side of this male friendship upsets him or makes him feel funny because he starts thinking about the violation that was done to him when he was a child. So he has to act tough, and I must be macho, and I can't cry, I can't show emotion. Okay, that's still bugging you. And that controls the whole narrative of your life. You see what I mean? It's always something behind the curtain. And it's not always that when you see the scenario, but in this particular situation, there's more that I know that when it adds up, it's like algebra. 4 plus blank equals 5. So what is blank? It's not 4 plus 2 because 4 plus 2 equals 6. It's not 4 plus 3 because 4 plus 3 equals 7. But wait a second. 4 plus 1 equals 5. It's got to be that. Now when you reverse it, and you say 6 minus 1 is what? 5. So it's true in that. So you look at all of the factors around the situation and back engineer it, and you'll come up with the answer. When you have a little knowledge on how psychology works and experience with people, after a while you can pretty much see it. And so people will want to dump their toxicities on you because of something else in their life that may have happened to them or made them feel insecure or some kind of violation, something they lack, and they don't see that lack inside of you, and they're pissed off at you because you're not lacking in the same way. And it doesn't have to be where they consciously think this. It's because how they feel around you, and they can be very successful and charismatic, but they got that doubt inside of them, and you piss them off because you don't have that burden to carry. Now, you may have other burdens that you haven't worked on yet. We all have things that we have to work on, and I have no time to want to throw off on anybody or watch anybody and surveil them and watch their every move and I don't like them, I want them dead, me not like them, and all that business. People are so transparent. What can I say? Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next one. I want to get another word out tonight, maybe 3, who knows? But I'm going to be working on stuff the next couple days, and so I'm going to be here constantly. And we're going to talk about a lot of different topics and subjects. And I love these types of discussions. And hopefully you can get something out of it, or maybe it'll ring a bell in your mind on something that you've already been thinking about. And this is the missing piece, as long as it helps. Because this life these days in 2026, it's been tough. And I don't mean you're defeated, but it's been challenging. It's a different world than what it used to be many decades ago, for those who can remember many decades ago, where we did have the same issues, but it's amplified now. And the love and the connectedness has been sucked out of this world more so. You know, it's like going to a higher altitude where oxygen is thin and it's harder to breathe. Well, on a love and emotional and togetherness level, it's harder to breathe. It's less of that. The paranoia, the manipulated thoughts, the fear that these demons are feeding off of, they want to keep us in fear, wars and rumors of wars and all of this stuff going on. Our minds are being controlled. Consume only good things that are good for you on a physical level, mental and spiritual level, and an emotional level. Keep yourself in balance. That's the fight. Yeah, that's the fight. And like they say, discipline is war against your ego and your shortcomings. It's about being at war with yourself. Because when you slay the lack that you have inside of you, and I'm not trying to insult you and say you lack things. I lack certain levels that I'm trying to attain. It may not be gross lack, where it's a lot. I think I've mastered the different parts of my life, but I needed to top certain areas off and work on certain things, hone it, perfect it. You should always be in a state of sharpening your blades. When there is no threat, don't relax and just forget that something can come get you. Sharpen your blade. Take your time. You can listen to music, you can laugh and talk, but have that blade sharpening. The blade of wisdom, the blade of being prepared. That's the time when nothing's happening. So when attacks come, whether it comes from people or in your inner circle or even in your own mind, you're ready. You sharpen your blade by reading certain books, not just accepting the trash that's dumped into your mind and subconscious mind on social media before you go to sleep. Sharpen your blade. Get yourself ready. And lots of times the battle is not the external battle, but the battle is internal. And if you can conquer yourself, you can conquer the world. Guaranteed. And I don't mean in a dominant, evil way, but in a way where you can navigate effortlessly through the various attacks that will come at you. That way you're conquering the world. And every day that you come in, right before you lay your head down, you feel good about the day because you did something progressive from the inside and externally. And you can't ask for anything better than that, to be satisfied with your existence and who you are as a person, to get yourself better. I'm better than I was yesterday. I can say it. I'm better than I was yesterday. I thought some thoughts. I came to certain realizations. Too much to list. If I talk about it, I need to talk about it for 24 hours since I did the last video, right? But I'm going to drop little nuggets and stuff. It's self-exploration and getting yourself better. And this is why I have so much enthusiasm each and every day, because I have a chance to improve myself. If I feel like I'm falling behind, to me, that would be the worst thing. I know the pinpoint is an attack, right? Folks look to attack you. You got to attack yourself. As listen, I got to have discipline with this or discipline with that. Some people are consuming too much sugar. So much people out there consuming porn. They got to work on certain things. They got to cut certain things out of their mind that affect their mind a certain way. You're eating too much junk food. You're gossiping. That's junk food for the soul. You see what I mean? There's so many things we have to clean up in our own backyard. I got stuff to clean up. You got stuff to clean up. But when we clean up our own yards together, the neighborhood looks completely better. And then we'll have a sense of community because we'll be kindred spirits in a way where you're looking to improve, I'm looking to improve, and we can help each other to do so when we have the right spirit. But know that you can't open up to everybody, because every person that smiles around you, They may want something out of you, but they don't want to add on to, or they have nothing in their mind for themselves. That bad energy, you must avoid it at all costs. I don't want to see you if you got that bad energy. Once you're proven, it's done. That's why I stay so light in my spirit every single day. That's the secret. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm on to the next one. Leave your feedback, leave your comments. I truly appreciate it. And again, I'm going to say it. I know you're tired of me saying it. Go to LANCESCURVX.com. LANCESCURVX.com. You'll see it right here on the banner. Input your email to see all that we do here on all the different social media platforms, but it's right there. And we have a direct connection, and you receive everything without them shadow banning or hiding stuff or just taking channels down altogether. Guaranteed to be there, and I want to see you there, and I'll vibe with you there. If you leave a comment there, I'm going to respond to you for sure. Okay? Much love. Peace.